Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing slash unpackaging video to share with you guys. Absolutely no idea what's in here. Feels like a hard case of some sort, so it's probably something kind of fancy. Whatever it is, I will link it right down below. I don't know what it is yet, so I don't know. If it's available, I'll link it down there. It does help my channel when you use my links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks so much to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. It's like I say in unboxings periodically, there's a couple of things I'm waiting on, and I just don't know because I don't recognize the shipping companies or whoever that's sending some of this stuff out. So now hold on a second. I do recognize the little symbol in there. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is not what I was expecting it to be, but I cannot remember what they called this. So now I'm kind of there's no way. Berserker Gray by PMP. Okay. Oh, sweet. Sweet. I do remember. Okay, so it is different than the model that I was thinking of, but I do remember seeing this on, I think they dropped these at DLT. These are, I believe, available. This is definitely bigger than I thought it was going to be, right? Even considering I knew that it was from PMP. This is pretty straightforward, pretty basic, but much larger than I thought it was going to be. Absolutely. Very cool blade. Definitely, I think, deserving of the name Berserker. Not a lot going on here in terms of, like texturing or anything like that, but this area is contoured, and I like these lines breaking up, It's like I say a lot, what would otherwise be an incredibly boring handle. I'm going to be honest with you, the handle is pretty boring, right? But, maybe that's what you're going for. Especially in contrast to the blade, which has a lot more going on. This is a very aggressive tanto, and it's also a very robust tanto. I'm going to guess that that's probably 155 to 160 thousandths. Hold on. Let's measure it here real quick. 160, so right in between. The flat, though, is massive. There is not a lot. The edge is definitely thick behind the edge, but let's not judge it too quickly. Let me get a little piece of paper here. Just tear that out because I'm out of... Okay, it's slicing just fine, actually. You can't always judge. I mean, you're still pushing a fairly thick wedge of blade through material, right? So this is going to obviously change depending on what you're cutting. Cutting a piece of paper, for example, is a lot different than cutting a super thick piece of cardboard. But you can see there, it's not lifting the edges too much. There's a little bit of rolling on the edge outside of the cut, which is what I expect when we're looking at thinner geometry, but it is sharpened well. Obviously, there's a lot of variables, right? Is it flat ground? Is it hollow ground? Is it convex? What thickness is it dropping from? How aggressively does it drop, right? Where's the flat? I mean, how well is it sharpened, right? What is it? What's the material? What are you cutting? There's so many materials, right? So this cutting a piece of paper doesn't prove very much. But I mean, as far as that minimal, stupid little test goes, it actually slices a bit better than I thought. It's also more wieldy and easy to manipulate than I would have assumed. The action is very nice, and the flipping action is also very satisfying because the detent's nice. The amount of leverage I'm getting off of that flip is good. This area right here where you disengage the lock bar is a little bit frustrating because it is a hard 90-degree angle. So while they have cut this out and made plenty of room for you to do it, the lock bar tension is, I'm not going to say it's crazy, but it's fairly high, or fairly stiff. So pushing your finger, I mean, take this with a grain of salt. The end of my thumb is still sensitive from when I cleaved it with the Reich lamella, had stitches for a bit, right? So I'm still a little, oh, my thumb, right? I'm still a little bit sensitive, right? So maybe I'm just being a weenie. it is a hard 90 degree. It reminds me of, you know, like Medford knives. Like, why don't they just scallop it, you know? Make it easier on us with the sensitive thumbs. This has got to be an over travel. Yeah, you can see the little tongue in there. So that's over travel. They've hid the... Have they hidden the lock bar insert completely? Yeah. So it's got an insert. Oh, there's the screw right there. Hold on. One moment. See the screw right there? And nothing on the outside, which is that's kind of nice. I like that. It looks real nice there. This is a big old fat, I mean, it's not thick, right? I mean, it's one of those knives where if you want to carry a larger, more robust titanium frame lock, but you still want it to function and you don't want it to be more of like a pocket joke, right? Look at this thing I'm carrying that doesn't do what it was, you know, the idea behind the basic item, right? They make the Alpha Beast, right? I think they make the Alpha Beast as more of a joke, right? I think they know exactly what they're doing, right? This is an example of something that PMP makes that is absolutely functional. Very strong American Tanto style blade. I believe, did they say that the steel was M390? Yeah, it says right there, M390 steel. No idea how it's being heat treated. Very nice though, typical PMP production quality. So this is all just going to be flawless. Lockup geometry there, pretty thick pieces of titanium that are likely the same as the blade. Yeah, nice contouring, pretty cool. I think this is all T8 hardware as well. I'm certain that it is. And then it looks like we've got nice center, probably slightly off from me flipping it, but we can give that a check here. Usually, if the tip is off center after flipping it a few times, all you have to do is tighten it, right? People say, it should come center from the factory. Well, yeah, or it should come tight from the factory. I don't know, I'd rather it not, and I'd rather, you know, have a chance to adjust it myself. Usually a little bit of a turn from the pivot will bring it, yeah, a little closer. This one will probably need to be adjusted. I didn't check it right when it came out of the box, so perhaps, and I might be tightening up the action now. Okay, so this is probably one where if I'm going to recenter it, I'm going to have to do the trick with the piece of paper and the screws here. But it did, truthfully, it looks like it came slightly off center from factory. Not necessarily that big of a deal, especially if it can be corrected. Always nice to see it, like I started to say, it is nice to see it coming centered from the factory. But a loose pivot does not necessarily mean that there's anything wrong. It just means it's going to be easier for you to get the action and the centering the way you want it, and then Loctite it. Anyways, this is cool. It's very nice. I don't know what these go for. I remember seeing them on DLT Trading. There's probably, just from what I remember about PMP, they usually have decent price tags on their stuff for what you're actually getting. So this is not a review. This is just an unboxing and first impressions once I've had some time to spend, or once I've spent some time with it, which, if you're new to my channel, what that means is I'm going to carry it and use it like a basic pocket knife. I am not going to go out and do extensive testing. I don't have Rockwell hardness equipment or anything like that. So if that's what you're looking for, that's not what you're going to get from my reviews. You're going to get just a pocket knife enthusiast perspective on a knife that he's been carrying and using as a basic cutting tool. And I mean very basic. I'm going to cut open packages and stuff with it, but I'm going to comment more on the design itself, the execution of the materials, and how it sits versus its general competition based on the other knives that I've handled that are similar. So you'll get that here in a couple of weeks. But this is cool. This is definitely it's definitely a big boy, a lot bigger than I thought. And I probably should have measured it for you guys right at the beginning. We're looking at 9 inches. It's big for sure. Blade length, it's 4-inch blade. Cutting edge, about 3.65, just shy of 3 3/4. But yeah, okay. Oh, it's got a nice, I should have commented here. This is definitely meant as a choke up position, and it's pretty comfortable. So yeah, pretty cool. That's going to be pretty much it today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks again to PMP for sending this out. I will link this down below so you guys can check it out. I think it comes in a few different variations. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.